What help is to just do a brief history of the entire project site, to put the rezoning request in its proper context.
Dave, would it help you guys a little bit, or have you seen it?
I've seen it.
I mean, if it helps you, I would. I mean, when we started, it gets too windy, you know.
Can you want to put up the overall concept plan?
Set up to the audience and us both can see it, right?
For the record, my name is Victor Martucci. I'm Vice President of Marrano, Marc Equity, a member of Pleasant Meadows Associates, which is the petitioner for the rezoning application. As you know, this is a 27-acre site fronting on Walden Avenue that is currently zoned RCO. And our application is to rezone it to neighborhood business. Pleasant Meadows LLC first petitioned the town board in April of 2000 to rezone the project site, the entire project site, which is 271 acres. The majority of that project site at the time was zoned residential 1, and some of the frontage along Walden was zoned RCO. And we submitted that application in the year 2000. We purchased the project from M&T Bank. M&T Bank had already submitted an application to the town. And at that point, we made the decision to advance the M&T concept through the environmental review process. Our vision at the time was to create a mixed-use development with a diverse offering of residential and commercial development. The project received a positive deck under seeker in December of 2000, and the MRC accepted the draft environmental impact statement in October of 2001. The public hearing on the DEIS was held in January 2003, and for the rezoning petition in March of 2003. And the rezoning petition was to rezone this site down here, up into here to RCO. This was residential 1. The application was to rezone it to residential 2, which is compatible with Walden Trace and Trentwood Trail. This over here, we had proposed to rezone it to MFR4 for multifamily, and we had proposed single-family housing over here, residential 1, and we had proposed MFR4 over here along Pleasant View Drive. The final environmental impact statement was accepted by the MRC in November of 2004, and the finding statement was adopted on January 18th of 2005. In addition to the environmental impact statement, if you recall, we were also required to do a supplemental impact statement. So the environmental review for the project lasted almost 5 years. And during that time, through a series of public hearings, through a series of meetings with the town board and the planning board, it became more clear what the objectives and the goals of the town were, and we made compromises along the way. For example, we backed off of our request to rezone this to multifamily, and instead left it residential 1, which is a more compatible use with the neighboring Stony Brook subdivision. We did receive the rezoning from MFR4 here. If you recall, the original concept plan that M&T advanced had apartments on this site here next to the high school property. And there were members of the town board that were opposed to that, and so we agreed to a stipulation in the rezoning that we would do for ownership only in the MFR4 area along Pleasant View Drive. And we also agreed to a stipulation that required us to build at a lesser density than what the MFR4 would require. So the process worked for everybody. We got the project approved. We went through a very extensive, painstaking environmental review. The town made clear what its objectives were in its planning process, and in the end, we ended up with what you see here today.